Hello, welcome back to another video from the OX5 property blog. Today's quite an exciting video because it is our review of the first half of 2019. So Robert, give us an overview. What's been going on?
Well, the first quarter of 2019 really was, we were in the midst of Brexit doldrums. So the market was very much on its knees for January, February, March. Once we then saw the delaying or the kicking the can down the road of Brexit, that then seemed to have a good impetus to the market.
There was an instant uplift in activity, wasn't there, Rob? I mean,
yeah.
It seemed to be quite tangible. Like literally the Monday afterwards, we came into the office and phones seemed to be ringing. There was activity out there.
Yeah.
But what about the land registry data? What was that telling us about quarter one?
So quarter one of this year, we saw that, and we don't have quarter two's data
No.
yet, but quarter one we saw that house prices, they've dipped, but they haven't fallen off the edge of a cliff.
No, it was tiny, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was minuscule amount. I think it was 0.2% or something like that the actual price had gone down. So it's not huge reductions like some of the media would have you believe, that the housing market's completely on its knees.
I think this is the benefit of the OX5 property blog, is that it is unique to Kidlington and the surrounding villages. You know, we're looking at the data for us, not for the data for the country.
We're not looking for
and
data in Newcastle, where it may well have dropped hugely.
Which is completely irrelevant, isn't it? It's like adding up everybody in the country's birthday and saying the average birthday is the 12th of July. It's irrelevant. It's stupid data. Exactly. So no, that's cool. So it's dropped by 0.02%, which is minute. What about sale volumes? Were they up or down on 2018?
Sale volumes, we saw there have been a little bit of an uplift. So we've seen about 4% more transactions going through. That is on the back that there are about 12.5% more properties on the market.
Yeah.
So you can see that there should have been that uplift. So you can still see that it is still a bit of a buyer's market at the moment.
Yeah.
There are more properties and there are still more sales, but they're not quite at they haven't both gone up by 12.5%.
I think that's really interesting because we certainly, from the perspective of Alistair as estate agents, we've been selling the same amount of houses we had in the same month last year, but we're managing a lot more in terms of more are on our books, which actually means as a percentage of the quantity on our books, fewer are transacting. So it's a really interesting way of kind of analysing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the second quarter, so January, February, March, April, May, June. How have we been getting on then?
So that's been a more encouraging marketplace. So we've seen pretty much a delayed spring market coming out. So normally the market starts picking up sort of around mid-February. People start coming out of the woodwork, and then there's a lot of transacting going on in March and April. So we've now seen that that's been just delayed into May, June, July. Mainly because
if you're a first-time buyer or an investor who would have been buying in quarter one, you'd just be like, oh, let's see what happens with Brexit. Brexit gets kicked down the lane, and then they go, oh, I still need to buy. Let's go. And then
the buyers still. There are people out there that still need to move. The difference is we've seen there is still a need to move. The want to movers,
they're taking less action.
They're taking their time. You know, they're not going to be doing anything really until the early part of next year, I would have thought, because again we've got Brexit looming again in the end of October. So where's the incentive for them to move forward?
So someone who's just fancies a bit of an upsize or fancies a bit of a downsize, they're just going to be watching from the wings. The guys who are relocating to Kidlington for a new job or something,
relocating for schools, needing to upsize because they've got a new baby on the way, as was the case with me earlier this year. You know, those things will drive the market forward, and they will keep transacting.
Perfect, that's good to know. So, and a brief overview on lettings. We want to keep this short, but certainly the lettings market, sales market is up and down all the time. Lettings is just consistently steady. That's been flowing as if Brexit hasn't happened, quite honestly. So prices have not gone up because rental prices tend to mirror wage inflation, which has been fairly stagnant. But certainly in terms of transactions, they have absolutely been steaming ahead. So certainly nothing at all. There's no doom and gloom on the letting side at all, which is good. Just too few landlords, perhaps, new landlords coming to the market because of the tax changes that the government have made. So if you want to know anything more about those changes, just give us a shout. We're very happy to have a conversation. So, Robert, is there anything else you want to add?
That's everything.
Excellent. Lovely. We'll see you next time on the OX5 Property Blog.